What's chillin'? Welcome back to another episode of Kiwi makes custom maps. This is episode 9 and this is going to be the map developer commentary for the second level of this map. I was about to say second map, but I have released the version 0.2.0, so if you want to go download it, it's down in the description. If you don't want to be spoiled, downloads in the description, or I will link to any videos which crop up with these multiplayer maps. Otherwise you can go check out the single player maps. But this version has had quite a lot of stuff to it. First of all, the single player map has been fixed. The bugs which did crop up in the original playthroughs of version 0.1.0, those were fixed. Like potion effects were removed as soon basically after the level, new transition phases to give you a little bit of relief so you have some time to recuperate and celebrate your victory. And then also the most obvious, multiplayer lobby and multiplayer map. But I'll take you through everything which is in this version. Again, if you don't want to be spoiled, I'd advise you to click out of this episode. Start off, let's do this one. Yeah. I was originally planning for that to be in the trailer, but I decided to make it a little bit more cinematic after watching a video from Spumwack, which he was talking about cool intros, and I decided to experiment with Blender and the 3D models. One of the other key features of this map was this wall of fame. This wall of fame. So this one was introduced in version 0.2.0. I've featured it throughout the series, but just a brief run through. You get given a brick named 47 with feather falling 47, and then also a crazy man village on a mushroom on a flying invisible bat. How's it going, guy? Over here we've got charts. Oh, might be broken. Oh yeah, you have to be standing there. Charts request for his Easter egg, which is a parody of the King Arthur and the Holy Grail by Monty Python. Oh no, it's just called Holy Grail. Basically, the holy hand grenade would kill the rabbit. It's buggy, but it works occasionally. And then this one is from Kobe Tran, which is a brick with knockback 50. I wonder where the villager got to. Oh, hey, how's it going? There is a bug with the with the system of a flying bat, in which the flying bat occasionally flies into walls and kills itself and the mushroom. So oh no, I think it just kills the mushroom, so we've got an invisible flying bat still around. But that's the wall of fame, and then we'll show you the multiplayer lobby. Actually, there are 2 Easter eggs hidden currently in the map. One of them is really easy to find, and the other one is only findable through cheating. This is one Easter egg. I will not click on it just yet. But to help us out, I've enlisted the help of my camera account, who is currently invisible, who you can't see, I think. He is right here though. So if I step on this pressure plate, it will teleport me to a certain block. And then there we go. Yeah, he's still invisible. I wonder... I can't be bothered. Basically, I'm going to take you through all the redstone and all the stages, and we will not be using my camera account. He is a little bit unsteady and some recording issues and whatnot. So, the first map of the collaboration multiplayer is really... Basically, it's just based on the ideas of the original game with the parkour and the platforming and whatnot. When I was trying to record with my second account, it was kind of buggy and whatnot, so I'm just going to be using this redstone stuff. So, as soon as you complete a stage, you get teleported to that room with the red wall and the blue wall, and I really like it. It gives you a chance to celebrate your victory, gives you a chance to say yay with your person in Skype, because this map is based on you being in Skype with someone else. This one is floor with lava, so... The level design is if you land on the pressure plates, they act as spikes and you die and you reset, and your deaths appear on the right, like so. And the death count is calculated for both you and your partner, just to symbolize that kind of collaboration death count as well. It's not one person dies or one person gets a death count, it's both people die, both people get the death count. But the ideas are basically, you walk on the pressure plate, opens the door, and when you walk on that pressure plate, you get teleported to a viewing box over there, so as your partner progresses through the stages, if they die, then you can watch them die, and if they succeed, you can egg them on. How is my guy still invisible? Because you do need player 1 in this map. So if you don't know player 1, none of his redstone works whatsoever. A lot of his stuff is dependent on the partner. That's how I could compact the redstone a lot, because I based a lot of the redstone on executing on a person with in the multiplayer map, but basically player 1. This one is Invisible Maze. Oh, I forgot to talk about that. Stage 3. Stage 3, basically, you get teleported on the left instead of right and right instead of left. Invisible Maze is has changed very frequently. This one is very, I don't know, it's very difficult to complete quickly because it is invisible. The first iteration you could die very easily. The second iteration you could still die, but it was less frequently. But then I had this beta test with my good friends Luke and Pack, and both of them were they basically kept dying all the time, and it wasn't just good footage, I guess. So I made it so you couldn't die and you could basically walk and keep going, and occasionally you had to jump, but it wasn't too hard. This one is a horse jump. I originally called it Equestrian Touch, but the redstone, how it works is if you walk over 5 blocks, you die. And it can be very tough, this one, if you don't realize horse parkour mechanics, but basically you have to jump first and then you walk forward. It's not too hard, but if you don't realize it at first, then you will die. And if you don't realize your 5 block limit, so if I walk for more than 5 blocks within the room, then basically the levels reset. That's how you're forced to stay on your horse all the time. Like, this definitely does need more collaboration, more puzzles. So, like Invisible Maze, it's a lot to do with collaboration. So if one person gets through a certain part of a maze, then he can help the other player get through with it. That's how this collaboration map is supposed to be. I wasn't quite sure with the classic layout on how good it was going to work with the idea of collaboration puzzles. So the horse one, I'm probably going to reconsider and say if one person hits that pressure plate with their horse, then both doors open. So if we maybe, I don't know, take away the jump boost, maybe? No, take away the I don't know. I don't know what to do with that one. That one's a little bit iffy. This one is remote control, and this one is dependent on one player. So if you're player 2 and you walk on this pressure plate, both doors will open. If you walk off, player 1's door will close. So if you're player 2 and you walk on this pressure plate, then player 1 will not be able to complete their puzzle. Therefore, player 1 will need to kill themselves. Therefore, you'll need to reset the level. That one's a little bit diabolical, a little bit hard to understand for some people, not so difficult for others. This one is point of origin. If you're in the original spawn point, you get a very big jump boost, which is very obvious when you try jumping. So it's an immediate hit if you combine point of origin and giant jump boost together. But that one's obviously not too hard either. A lot of these puzzles are more to be if one player finds it out. Hey, player 1, I found out you do this and this and this. Oh, good job, player 2. This one, another way, basically, it's a remake of Mime's Folly in the classic single player map. So there's a barrier block over that platform, and if you jump into it, you will fall down. And it can be kind of confusing at times because in adventure mode you can't exactly find out where the barrier blocks are. This one is also another remake of the classic single player stage, sorry. Think before doing so. If you walk on the pressure plate, the doors will close. pretty simple in itself. Stage complete. A lot of this redstone took a lot of time, especially the invisible maze level took a lot of working out to do, a lot of balancing and lots of beta testing as well. A lot of these had a lot of redstone to figure out. The equestrian touch, I had to figure out the scoreboard mechanics, and that was a bit complicated. This one is known as illusion. How it works is there are no longer barrier blocks here. You will see that wall with purple glass and whatnot. Basically there are barrier blocks in every other level except for this one and I think 2 others. But basically that barrier wall no longer exists, and the only way to complete the level is oh, that's player 1 by the way. If player 1 and player 2 both walk on this pressure plate, then the level will complete. Where is the completion? Oh, if you're wondering, oh yeah, this one you need both players in the same room. So, boop. Oh dang it, come on. TP, do. This took a lot more time than the previous map as well, because I had to figure it out for 2 players, and it's hard enough for 1 player, but it's double the redstone for double the players. This one, this is probably one of my personal favorite out of all of these. Flip side up. So the glass, which was originally on the top, has turned into spikes, and the spikes, which are now on the top, have turned into glass. I really like this one because it actually worked as soon as I flipped it over. I didn't plan for this one to work immediately, but it did work out. The one change I did have to fix was this pipe was 3 high, and I had to make it 4 high so the players couldn't jump on it, because players can jump 3 high with jump boost 3. But I like that one. That one was good. That one was my personal favorite, and I was very pleased that one worked out really good. I really like that one. Don't look at the door. This one, probably one of my least favorites, but also one of the most challenging out of all of them. Basically, there is a quadrant in which your player view can't look, so if I look a little bit left, I get teleported back to the front. If I look... Basically, if I show you through a diagram, so basically your player looks forward that way, if I'm looking that way, or that way, the player can't look in this quadrant, and if he does, he goes to look back straight forward. This one was... I had to work with a lot of the snapshot as well, and it's quite buggy and leaves a few ghost blocks behind. This one was quite complicated. I mean, when you're here it's a grace period, but a lot of diagonal jumping and whatnot. I particularly didn't like that one because it was kind of frustrating when you go try and complete the puzzles with your partner, and it can interfere with quite a few jumps. This one is fairly simple to understand as well. Basically, player 2 is in the player 1 zone and player 1 is in the player 2 zone. It's more to disorientate people and more to have some fun levels. This one's also a fun level. It's fish tank. It's very hard to die in this one, but the objective of this is the only level isn't really to die. It's more just to have fun in the collaboration. So, for example, if player 1 is in that box and player 2 can fly and like swim over here and go like, hey, how's it going? That one's just giving you water breathing potions. Siege complete. Is it over? Closing shop. This one's a remake of the stage in what's it as well. Oh, it looks like the redstone's broken. Yeah, it looks like the redstone's broken for this one. I'm gonna have to go fix it as soon as we get out. But basically, your pressure plate controls the other door. So if I walk on this pressure plate, you see that door over there? That's in the other players. So if I walk on that pressure plate, I can do all of this jazz, and then the door will close eventually. And I like this one as well because if I chuck the map on there, and then I go run forward, it's still not going to hold the door open for the other player. So that one you definitely need some good timings together. Super jump. This one is also kind of inspired off the original level design, in which you just get very big jump boosts to go through and all of that. Oh, these signs, by the way, is if you walk on the plate and you become an observer and watch the other player's side of the map until he's done. If he dies, however, you're sent back to the start of the map. That's just a bit of reading. That one's stage 6. A lot of dialogue, a lot of key stuff, but the one thing I do like is the level hints, because they just give you hints about the level design, and if you're stuck too much, you could just have a look on the bottom left, and it will definitely help you out, because like this one doesn't have any barrier blocks here, but if you didn't have a look at the level hint, you wouldn't be able to guess it. Try the other one is, I think, oh no, this one is reliant on player 1, so if I switch over, hopefully the recording works fine. But you'll see player 1 flying around. This is the Pac-Man skin. He was one of the guys who beta tested this map. Basically, player 1's the only one who can open the pressure plate, so he walks over here and he can open that one. But player 1 must immediately walk back onto his pressure plate to complete the map. There we go. You can see him over there in that box. I really like that box. It's a really good addition to the multiplayer. Stage complete, but is it over? Team jumping. This one had a lot of bugs with the original beta testers, but basically with this one, both players have to walk off the pressure plates for it to work. So it can get quite tedious if you're controlling 2 players, but it counts the amount of times the players are on both pressure plates, I think. Oh, it's supposed to display a message as well. Oh, there we go. I had a lot of fun making this, but it was quite tedious. I think I preferred working on the original map, honestly. But I'm looking forward to the future maps to come, because they're not based on the same sort of hardcore design. I don't think something's working. Hold on. List Torbray. This is all these scoreboard levels. So single player A2, that's a single player map 2. Health. Basically checking where we are. Multiplayer 1, stage 1. Diffs 0 for single player. Easter egg, yada yada yada. It looks like we're fine. I don't know why it's not working. I'll have to investigate it later. But basically, if both players jump, then it works fine. And then we go back here, and then that teleports us back here, and then teleports us. Torbray 00 and Torbray have completed classic mode. Congratulations. And that's basically the multiplayer in a gist. Everything's lined up really nicely. This is all of the command blocks for the entire map. It doesn't look like much, but everything had to be individually typed in. Like certain numbers over here. This is set block, clearing the doors. This one is the horses, and then each of these had to be individually programmed. These ones, these had to be individually programmed. These ones, basically the diffs, very easy. This one is the effects and the extra bonuses for each level, which help them become the levels they are, like water breathing, jumping. And then over here, this declares what's the stage name and the stage level. I had to redesign this one. This is what I was referring to when you needed the first player, because this executes at a player of in that map, stage 17. So if you don't have the player 1, then you're basically screwed. And then this one is the for teleporting down into that area, which is the player 1, player 2 transition stage. So that's all nice and lovely. Actually, I'll go check on the what's up with this. This is the wiring for the 18th stage. I don't know what's up. Well, that's it for the wiring. I hope you guys enjoyed the multiplayer map. A lot of work that went into it. I'll actually show you the statistics. 2.4 days, which means about like 1.4 days basically working on version 0.2.0. So sorry, got some interruptions. So that's got to be it for this map development commentary. Version 0.3.0 should be released sometime in like at least a month. It's going to take at least a month to get it sorted, but I'm working currently on the second single player map, which we're doing currently in the series itself. What I'm going to have to do actually is I'm going to have to shift some of those stages basically in a long line. I don't like the way it pillars up like that. but we're gonna have to shift those maps along. But that map should be very easy to complete. That one's more of a maze. I really like building these single player maps because you only have to do one set of redstone. And then in terms of the second multiplayer map, I have an idea for it, but I'm not too certain. I'm going to have to discuss with certain people. But that's got to be it. Also, if you have any ideas for like level designs, feel free to leave them in the comments. If you want your own level design to be in this map, then feel free to send me pictures in the comments. Just provide a link. And that's got to be it. Cheers for watching, dude. Catch you next time. Really enjoying this map so far. Cheers for watching. Catch you next time. Take it easy. Have a good day. Catch you later, guys. Have a good one.